At this point, allow me to introduce myself. I am David Krishna, along with me, guiding you through the proceedings of this conference is my fellow general entry, Ms. Amani K. Together, we will be coordinating the flow of the program and ensuring the smooth conduct of the sessions. As we begin this academic gathering, we request everyone to please make yourself comfortable in your seats. Please ensure your mobile phones are on silent mode and settle in for a day of meaningful discussions, learning, and celebration.
The registration process, which is arranged outside the auditorium.
deliberations ahead.
Following the curtain raiser, we now proceed to the conference inauguration, which formally marks the beginning of this international academic gathering. The inauguration sets the direction for the sessions, discussions, and reflections that will follow over the course of the conference. We humbly invite our respected dignitaries and honorable guests to kindly occupy their seats on the dais for the inaugural session. We now hand over the proceedings to the inauguration MCs, Ms. Dia Elizabeth and Mr. Ashwin MP. Kindly take over the proceedings.
A very pleasant morning to everyone gathered here, respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and dear friends. We warmly welcome each one of you to this momentous occasion. This is Dia Elizabeth John, your host for the inaugural ceremony of our prestigious conference. Finally, the long-awaited day has arrived. Before we begin, let's bow our heads and invoke peace and grace on this moment. I invite Ms. Shivani and Ms. Anushwara for reciting the college anthem.
Jyoti se
Christ College was started in 1956 by their mother province of Kerala, and continues religious congregation founded in 1831 by Saint Cyriacus. This college is a minority institution affiliated to Calcutta University and re-accredited by NAC with the highest grade of A++. The Department of Social Work was started in Christ College with Bachelor's in Social Work in 2013, followed by Masters in 2015. The main aim is to educate students for advanced social work practice and lifelong professional growth and development. The department provides the opportunity to train students to become critical, ethical, and competent practitioners in fulfilling national and international requirements in the social work realm. In 2024, the Department of Social Work was redesignated as PG and Research Department of Social Work, reflecting its enhancing focus on post-graduation and research. The PG and the Research Department of Social Work proudly initiates ZRAVAS, a Sanskrit term signifying loud praise, glory, or fame. A national conference and students meet in 2020. ZRAVAS offers a pivotal moment for professionals to manifest their dedication to social cause and scholarly pursuits.
We have gathered here today for a paragon of virtue, ZRAVAS 2026. ZRAVAS 2026 is centered on the theme Healthy and Sustainable Aging, Redefining Longevity. This theme emphasizes the importance of ensuring physical, mental, and social well-being as people grow older so that aging becomes a healthy, active, and meaningful phase of life. Through ZRAVAS 2026, we aim to create awareness, encourage inclusive practices, and build age-friendly communities where older persons are respected, supported, and empowered to continue contributing to society with confidence and dignity.
To begin this wonderful occasion, it is my honor to introduce the person who has been a guiding force behind this event and the growth of our department, Dr. Ajesh George, the head of Social Work Department of Christ College, Irnyalakuda. Under his guidance, our department has not only excelled in academic achievements but also in community outreach and advocacy. His vision and commitment have been instrumental in the success of this event. I warmly welcome Dr. Ajesh George for delivering the welcome speech for us today.
Respected Chief Guest, Professor Justice Maniyongi, Deputy Vice Chancellor at the Catholic University, East Africa, Kenya. Respected Reverend Father Dr. Jolian True CMI, Principal, Christ College, Irnyalakuda. Respected Reverend Father Joy Pinagam Barabil CMI, Manager, Christ College, and other dignitaries, dear faculty members, student coordinators, dear participants, students, and invited guests. A very warm, hearty welcome to all of you, ZRAVAS 2026. The 7th edition is the International Conference and Students Meet, organized by the PG and Research Department of Social Work, Christ College Autonomous, Irnyalakuda. It is great pleasure and honor for us to host all of you for this important academic gathering on the theme Healthy and Sustainable Aging, Redefining Longevity. This theme is very meaningful in today's world where we are thinking more about quality of life, care of the elderly, and building a healthy and inclusive society. Friends, ZRAVAS has grown year by year, and today we proudly conduct its 7th edition. It is show how our department is gradually and steadily growing, not only in numbers but also in quality, vision and social commitment. This conference brings together social work students from various colleges inside and outside Kerala, giving all of us a beautiful platform to learn, share and grow together. First of all, I extend my sincere respectful welcome to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Justice M. Mainongi, who has traveled from Kenya, Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Catholic University, East Africa, Kenya, to be with us today. We will inaugurate this conference. Sir, your presence adds a great value to this program and we are truly grateful for time. Welcome, dear sir. I also warmly welcome our beloved principal, Reverend Father Dr. Jolly Andrews CMI, who will be delivering the presidential address. Father, your constant encouragement and leadership are great strength of our department. Welcome, dear Father. With deep respect, I welcome Reverend Father Joey Pinukambrabil CMI, our manager, who will deliver the Benedictory address. Father, your guidance and blessings have always helped us grow step by step as our department. Welcome, dear Father, this conference. I respectfully welcome Reverend Father Dr. Wilson Tarayil CMI, who deliver the felicitation. Your constant encouragement and leadership are a great strength to our department. Welcome, dear Father, this international conference and social work students meet. Then I extend my welcome to Reverend Father Dr. Joy Vatoli CMI, our project director, whose gracious presence means a lot to all of us. Welcome, dear Father, to the conference. A special welcome to Dr. T. Vivekanandan, coordinator of self-financing programs, who will offer felicitation. Sir, your support and motivation always inspire our students and faculty. Once again, welcome, dear Dr. T. Vivekanandan, to this conference. I also extended a warm welcome to Dr. Vandana K.R., faculty coordinator, whose continuous effort and guidance play a major role in shaping programs like ZRAVAS 2026. Once again, welcome, dear Dr. Vandana. My heartfelt welcome to all faculty members and our energetic student coordinators, Godson and Sagala, secondary MSW students, along with all MSW students who have worked hard to make this program possible. Then ZRAVAS 2026 will have a various theme, paper presentations and interactive session. And my heartfelt welcome to all faculty members and our another presenters come here for the international conference and students meet. Once again, thank you very much. All of you, welcome to the ZRAVAS 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is my privilege to invite our beloved principal, Reverend Father Dr. Jolly Andrews CMI, who is a true leader, educator, and spiritual guide. He has been a pillar of strength and wisdom in our institution. Under his esteemed leadership, our college has flourished in academic excellence and moral integrity. He continues to inspire us all with his vision for a bright and promising future. I now welcome Reverend Father Dr. Jolly Andrews CMI, Principal of Christ College Autonomous Irinjalakuda, for the presidential address.
Professor Justin Yemba Munyoki, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic and Students Affairs, the Catholic University of East Africa, would be inaugurating today's program. Father Joype Nikeparabil, the manager, who will be giving the Benedictory address. Father Dr. Wilson Thoragil, the Director of Self-Financing Program. Dr. T. Vivekanandan, the Coordinator. Dr. C.V. Joseph, the Vice Principal. Father Dr. Joy Watoli, our Program Director. Dr. Ajish, who proposed the welcome address. Dr. Vandana, who would be proposing the vote of thanks. And the student representative of our college, respected faculty members, research scholars, and my dear friends and delegates who come from different parts of India and world. I am so happy that we are now having the 7th version of ZRAVAS 2026 this year, the international conference in the students meet, which each year is getting itself improved. I congratulate on the very outset the department, the PG and the research department of the social work, the HOD Dr. Ajish, and all the faculty members and all the students who have toiled these days hard, I would say, wonderfully, I would mention, in order to make this program a wonderful, memorable one to each one of you who came here from different parts of India. Let us give them a big hand of appreciation. We are so delighted that we have here Professor Justice M. Munyoki, who would be giving the keynote address and also would be inaugurating this, the 7th edition of ZRAVAS. He has got very close ties with our CMI fathers who are working there in our Kenya. And to the knowledge of our chief guest and to have come over from the different parts of India, our college is at present having the highest number of student enrollment in the state of Kerala, around 5,150 students with 30 undergraduate program and 20 postgraduate program and 11 research program. A college which has got its, I would say, a title or a motto enshrined with Jeevit Prabha and getting itself realized in joyful learning, a phrase which we are coined, where the students go for quality studies but do it with an enjoyment mood, would be perhaps the philosophy of this Christ College Autonomous Iringalakuda. No doubt we have got more than around 300 of letters given to our college in the last academic year, where we have around more than 100 of our students have gone for internships in foreign countries, UAE, Qatar, and this year also we will be having some of them would be coming over to the Kenyan Republic also, all to the effort of our self-financing director, Dr. Wilson Thoragil. And I would say a college which is at present hoping to be last year we were the champions of the University Dison Festival. This year it has commenced, and for the last 8 years continuously to be the champions in the sports. A legacy, I would say. What are the preferred destination of the students from different parts of Kerala and even abroad, even I would say from the different parts of India. So happy that our Department of Social Work has marched forward so now it has become a research department with separate block. So the growth of the Department of Social Work is a wonderful example of how the teamwork can really progress. Finally, I love to say what our beloved Pope Francis and also the present Pontiff, Pope Leo, used to say about those who are in the old age. The theme of today's conference, healthy and sustainable aging, redefining longevity. The old generation people, they have time, but they have no one to hear them. They have got intuition, but no one is giving them time. No one is with them. They really want to love someone, and they really want to be loved, but very rarely when we are in the youthful age, we forget them. They are ready to share their wisdom, but often we give them a closed heart. Dear friends, when we sincerely think about the healthy and sustainable aging, redefining longevity, let us resolve in our heart and mind that I will take care of the old people who are beloved to me, maybe our grandparents, maybe those who are in our neighbors, who are old, who are sick. Let us resolve that I would be giving a portion of my time, a quality time, to those who are of this age. That will come down to you as a blessing in your hectic schedule. May God bless you all. Have a wonderful time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Whose leadership, wisdom, and deep love for both education and nature have greatly influenced our college. Reverend Father Joy Pinikaparamil CMI, the manager of Christ College Autonomous Sirinyalakuda. Father Joy's commitment to the values of service, education, and personal development has shaped the very essence of this institution. His passion for nurturing the minds and hearts of students as well as the environment around continue to inspire us all. I now invite Reverend Father Joy Pinikaparamil CMI, manager of Christ College, for the benediction. Over to you, Father.
Respected Professor Justice M. Ayungi, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Christ College Principal Dr. Jolie Andrews, Self-Financing Director Dr. Wilson Tharail, Coordinator Dr. Vivekanandan, HOD Dr. Ajish George, Dr. Joy Vatoli, Dr. Vandana, teachers, esteemed faculty members, distinguished guests, delegates, and my dear friends. It is a privilege to stand before such a gathering of minds as we inaugurate ZRAVAS 2026. This international conference and students meet, organized by the PG and Research Department of Social Work in association with IQC, represent more than just an academic milestone. It is a vital platform for addressing one of the most profound transitions of our era. The theme for this year, healthy and sustainable aging, redefining longevity, is timely and essential one. In a world that often prizes youth and speed, we are choosing to focus on the wisdom, resilience, and the evolving needs of our aging population. As social work for professionals and researchers, we are not just looking at living longer, we are looking at living better. We are here to discuss how we can build systems that allow our elders to age with dignity, purpose, and a sense of belonging. To students present here today, you are the architects of future policy and community support systems. I urge you to use these 2 days, February 6th and 7th, to engage deeply with the global perspectives shared by our international delegates. Longevity is a gift of modern science, but the quality of that longevity is a task for social science. I congratulate the Department of Social Work for their foresight and hard work in bringing this event to fruition. Last week, the department organized a Vayojana Club trip to Arikod Beach. Around 40 members of elderly people. I think that they are first one, they enjoyed that trip. They called me and appreciated the department. I think it is a milestone of the 7th edition of ZRAVAS, organized by the Department of Social Work, will be remembered by these 40 members of aged elderly people. Congratulations to Department of Social Work for this special milestone of this ZRAVAS 7th season. Wish you all the best wishes. Thank you very much. A beautiful 2 days stay at Christ College Mangadikun. Be beautiful, enjoyable thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father. Now that we have set the tone for today's celebration, let us begin the inauguration and officially mark the start of this wonderful event. Professor Justice M. Munyoki, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic and Student Affairs at Catholic University of Eastern Africa. Professor Munyoki is a distinguished scholar and leader with over 15 years of experience in teaching, research, and consultancy. He has made a remarkable contribution in the field of innovation, branding, and entrepreneurship, and has mentored countless students while spearheading international collaborations. Beyond academia, he is deeply engaged in community leadership and youth membership. I invite our esteemed special guest, Professor Justice M. Munyoki, and other dignitaries in the dais to light the lamp. Please, sir.
Good morning. Today is indeed a great day for this college, and it is with great honor, humility, and pleasure that I address you today as I make these remarks during this conference, whose theme has been given as Healthy and Sustainable Aging, Redefining Longevity. This theme is indeed very timely, is indeed coming at a time when we as a society experience increased cases of health-related challenges, especially among the aging population. And I can tell you, many of us are already in that space. We all need to live. Every one of us wants to live and live longer. But we must therefore begin to seriously think about sustainability. It is not just about aging, it is how we age. Ladies and gentlemen, aging of humans is a fact of life. All of us, those who are seated here today, will become old. And we require somebody to take care of us. We shall need the society to understand us. We will need our children to know that we are aging. We will need our neighbors to appreciate that we are old. We will expect the government to be aware that we are old. Will we then be at the mercy of these entities, our families, our children, the society, the government? What if they understand? What if they appreciate and even understand that we are getting old and do nothing about it? I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen who are here, that as one grows old, there is generally slowed activity level. Your memory will go down. Health issues will come up. You will become less productive. Your income will go low, possibly because you'll be retired already. For those who are working, your eyesight will become a little bit weak. Your ears will not be so strong as they are today. And that makes that you need to rely on others, unfortunately. You literally become more exposed to very many risks. Risks that you have never, ever imagined that they will be real to you. You begin to think more about the past, the many good days you lived. You become nostalgic, and you become a little bit worried about the future. Let me tell you a fact. Many old people today wish they could get a chance to become younger. If you are 50 years and you're in this room today, you imagine, suppose I'm only 30. They imagine that if they became younger, they will do things better in a different way. They imagine that there are risks that they took that they should not have taken those risks. They imagine that there are challenges they would have confronted, but unfortunately they never confronted those challenges at that time. Ladies and gentlemen, We are therefore here today to critically challenge the status quo. We want to ask very difficult questions. Who is responsible for the aging population? What role can I play as an individual in order to plan well and to ensure that at my old age I will be happy? Are there models? Rather, are the models that the government has put in place, including this country, India, for the social welfare of the aged working? Are they sustainable? And I will be making remarks later today about the same, but I want us to ask us just some of those questions. What is the role of the family? What is the role of the society in providing the social welfare protection for the aging population? Ladies and gentlemen, these questions and many others are what we need to ask ourselves. But most importantly, we need to be part of the solution. Let me give you some statistics. The World Bank indicates that by the year 2030, not very far away from now, 1 in every 6 people in the world will be 60 years and above. That is the world population. That is a fact. In fact, the population of those aged 60 years and above will increase from the current 1 billion that was in the year 2020 to close to about 1.4 billion. That is the whole population of India. The number of those aged years and above will double by the year 2050. And those aged 80 years and above, and I can tell you in this country, India, there are many people who are above that age, 80 years and above, this population will triple by the year 2050. Some of us, some of you seated here will be alive at that time. Who will take care of those above 80 years and may not take care of themselves? So what sustainable options do we need to put in place to prepare for that reality? In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that concerted efforts are now needed, but more than ever before. This is needed by all for the healthy and sustainable aging of our populations. This must start with the individuals. It must start with you, and it must start with myself as well. It must start with the family, the society, and the government. These must work together in collaboration, not in isolation. We are going to require sustainable programs, sustainable ideas, and solutions that are going to be done together. It is not a one-man show. It is for all of us. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. As Justice Munyuki. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Father. Next, I invite Reverend Dr. Father Vincent Tarail CMI, the Director of Self-Financing of Christ College Autonomous, Irnyalakuda, who is a guiding force in shaping the self-financing program of our institution, ensuring that our students not only receive quality education but also provide with opportunities for personal and professional growth. Through his efforts, our college has been able to expand its reach and offer a diverse range of programs that empower students to succeed in today's dynamic world. Father Vincent is a passionate advocate for educational accessibility and strong believer in the potential of every student who walks through our door. I welcome Reverend Dr. Father Vincent Tarail, CMI, to the stage for felicitation. Please, sir.
Respected Manager, Reverend Father Joy Pinike Parambil, our Chief Guest of the Day, Professor Justice, then Coordinator Dr. Vivagandan, Dr. Saver Joseph, our Vice Principal, then Dr. Vandana, and Dr. Ajish, and my dear faculty members, and my dear students. During my visit at Kenya, I visited one of the prestigious university, that is Catholic University, Nairobi. Is it correct, sir? Yes. I saw two personalities. The first one, Professor Justus. Then Reverend Dr. Peter. He will come tomorrow. And I say a few words about this professor. He's always working with our CMI priests at Nairobi. Under his leadership, they built a beautiful church at Nairobi. Please give a clap. Father Ando Tekudan is always saying about you and this church and the people participation on those days. They lead me to see the facilities of the sports structures there. And I think Father Peter, he is with me, and I discussed with them and tried to make an exchange program with that university. I'm trying to make it clear. Thank you for accepting our invitation and the pain you took for this visit. Thank you, sir. ഞാൻ ഈ മലയാളത്തിൽ രണ്ട് മൂന്ന് കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറയട്ടെ. കെനിയയ്ക്ക് പോയപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ കണ്ണ് ഇതൊന്നും അല്ലായിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ. കെനിയ ഈസ് ഫേമസ് ഫോർ വാട്ട്? ആർക്കെങ്കിലും പറയാമോ? വേൾഡ് ലോകത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും പ്രസിദ്ധമായി അവരെ പറയുന്നൊരു കാര്യം പറയാമോ? ക്യാൻ യു ആൻസർ? എനി സ്പോർട്സ്മാൻ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പറയാം. സ്പോർട്സ്മാൻ ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ? അവർക്ക് പറയാം. ഓക്കെ. വേൾഡ് ഒളിമ്പിക്സിൽ ലോങ് റണ്ണേഴ്സിനെ പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് കെനിയയിൽ നിന്നാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കൈയടിക്കാൻ ഭയങ്കര വിഷമമാണല്ലേ? കാരണം നിങ്ങൾ ഓട്ടക്കാരല്ല, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിലെ കുട്ടികളെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിലേക്ക് കുട്ടികളെ അവിടെ നിന്ന് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ പോയത്. ഒരു എക്സ്ചേഞ്ച് പ്രോഗ്രാം. സ്റ്റിൽ വി ആർ വർക്കിംഗ് ഫോർ ദാറ്റ് വൺ. നല്ല കുട്ടികൾ അവിടെ കിട്ടും, ലോങ് റണ്ണേഴ്സ്. അപ്പം അതിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടായിരുന്നു ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഒരു കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ. Then I am coming to this day. Sir, our students and our faculty members are very good and dedicated. We are trying to build up a socially committed students from our college. That is our aim, a socially committed students from our college. We are trying to proclaim the Christ philosophy, Jesus Christ philosophy, love God and love your brother. I extend my heartfelt prayers and wishes to this international seminar. The world is moving in a selfish aham philosophy in this 21st century. We, the students of Christ College, are trying to make a paradigm shift from selfishness to generosity. Going outside the shell of our mind and body to my brothers. I think our seminars and discussions should lead the students to this aim, a committed social life. That is our aim of this seminar. Subject may be different. Okay. ഒരു കാര്യം കൂടി മറ്റു കോളേജിലെ കുട്ടികളുടെ മുമ്പിൽ എനിക്ക് പറയാൻ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. ഒരു പക്ഷേ മറ്റൊരു ഭൂഖണ്ഡത്തിലേക്ക് കാലുകുത്താൻ പോകുന്ന, ഇന്റേൺഷിപ്പിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് കാലുകുത്താൻ പോകുന്ന ഒരു കോളേജ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് ആയിരിക്കും. വിത്തിൻ ഷോർട്ട് മന്ത്സ് 5 കുട്ടികൾ കെനിയയിലേക്ക് യാത്ര ചെയ്യാൻ പോവുകയാണ്. സാർ, വി ആർ കമ്മിങ് ടു യുവർ ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ പ്ലേസ്. ആഫ്രിക്കൻ കൺട്രീസിനെ കുറിച്ച് പഠിക്കുകയും ആ രാഷ്ട്രത്തിനു വേണ്ടി, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ രാഷ്ട്രത്തിൽ നിന്നും കിട്ടുന്നത് പലതും ഇവിടേക്കും കൊണ്ടുവരുവാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് 5 കുട്ടികളെ സന്നദ്ധമാക്കിയിട്ട് സോഷ്യൽ MSW കുട്ടികൾ കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് സൈക്കോളജി MSc കുട്ടികളെ 5 പേരെ കൂടി സെലക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. കൂടാതെ സ്പോർട്സ് ആൻഡ് ഗെയിംസിൽ നിന്നും 4 കുട്ടികളെ. ഞാൻ കൂട്ടിച്ചേർക്കുന്നത്, നമ്മുടെ ഈ കലാലയത്തിൽ നിന്നും പുറത്തിറങ്ങിയിട്ടുള്ള വൈദികർ 24 പേരവിടെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ആ രാജ്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്, ആ മക്കൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്, അവരുടെ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തിനും അവരുടെ ശുശ്രൂഷകൾക്കും വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് എങ്കിൽ ഈ കലാലയത്തിൻ്റെ സോഷ്യൽ വർക്ക് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ ഉത്തരവാദിത്വമല്ലേ ഇന്ത്യയിൽ നിന്നും മറ്റൊരു രാഷ്ട്രത്തിലേക്ക്, ഒരു ഭൂഖണ്ഡത്തിലേക്ക് പോയി അവരെ കൈപിടിച്ചുയർത്തുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് our social commitment. That's why we are moving, and I appreciate that department and faculty for that purpose. I think this is stepping stone. Especially I congratulate our Ajish, Dr. Ajish. നിങ്ങൾ എന്തൊക്കെ വേണം നിങ്ങൾ ആഘോഷിച്ചാലും നിങ്ങളുടെ മനസ്സിൽ മറ്റുള്ളവർക്ക് വേണ്ടി ജീവിക്കണമെന്നുള്ള രക്തം ഓടിയില്ല എങ്കിൽ ഈ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിൽ നിന്നും നിങ്ങളുടെ ഗേറ്റ് കടന്നു പോകുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് തേടി? നിങ്ങളിലേക്ക് വലിഞ്ഞ നിങ്ങളുടെ പണത്തിനും ജീവിതത്തിനും വേണ്ടി മാത്രം ജീവിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വി ആർ ഫെയിലിയേഴ്സ് ബിഫോർ യു. നിങ്ങളുടെ മുമ്പിൽ ഞങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഫെയിലിയേഴ്സാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഓരോ കൊല്ലങ്ങളിലും ഈ കലാലയത്തിൽ നിന്നും പുറത്തിറങ്ങുന്ന കുഞ്ഞുമക്കളിലെ സ്വന്തം സഹോദരനെ കുറിച്ച്, സമൂഹത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് ചിന്തിക്കുന്ന കൊച്ചുമക്കൾ വളർത്തി വലുതാക്കി പുറത്തിറക്കുന്നുണ്ട് എങ്കിൽ That is the certificate that we are getting from you. ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിന് കിട്ടുന്ന സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് ആശംസിക്കുകയാണ്. പല കോളേജിലെ കുട്ടികളും ഇവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കുന്നതെന്നൊക്കെ അറിയാം. മക്കളെ, ഒരു ചോദ്യമുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ സോഷ്യൽ വർക്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു സബ്ജക്റ്റ് തിരഞ്ഞെടുത്തപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഉള്ളിലെ ചേതോ വികാരം എന്താണ്? ലിവിങ് ഫോർ അതേഴ്സ്. ക്യാൻ ഐ ഡു സംതിങ് ഫോർ അതേഴ്സ്? അതായിരിക്കട്ടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ സെമിനാറും നിങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിതവും നിങ്ങളുടെ എല്ലാം. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒറ്റ മനസ്സിലെ ഇവിടെ വന്നപ്പോൾ ഒരു കോളേജുള്ളൂ. നിങ്ങളുടെ മനസ്സാകുന്ന ഒന്നിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ only one college. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you, Father. This is the most awaited moment of the ceremony. Now it's time to appreciate the best social worker in the loving memory of Ansi Vargas. I would like to invite Reverend Father Joy Pinika Paramal CMI to announce and hand over the award.
Any guess? ANSI Memorial Endowment Award, the Emerging Social Worker, goes to Jisna Jose. Second year MSW student.
I invite Ms. Jisna onto the stage. Thank you, Father. Next, let's award the best outgoing PG and UG students of the Social Work Department. I would like to invite Reverend Dr. Father Wilson Tarail to announce and hand over the Best PG Student Award.
Godson PM, second year psychology. Best outstanding student, PG section.
Please give a round of applause for Mr. Godson PM. Next, I invite Dr. T. Vivekanandan to announce the best UG student and hand over the award.
UG student Nivin Vincent, third year BSW.
I invite Mr. Nivin Vincent onto the stage. I invite Professor Justice Munioki to announce the Martin Puroliparambil Endowment Award to the top scorer in the third year BSW batch. Sir, if you could please do the honors.
This one? This one. Fatima Sarina.
I invite Fatima Sarina onto the stage. Thank you, sir.
Now, I invite Dr. T. Vivekanandan, Coordinator of Self-Financing at Christ College, Autonomous Irnyalakuda, whose commitment to academic excellence and student development has been evident in the way that he has coordinated and streamlined the self-financing courses here. His attention to detail and passion for education and deep understanding of students' needs have played a pivotal role in ensuring that our self-finance program not only provide quality education but also prepare students for success in the future and ours. I welcome you, sir, to please facilitate the event.
Yeah, pleasant morning to everyone, my dear friends. Manager of this great institution, Reverend Father Joy Pinikaparambi. Guest of honor and keynote speaker of this international conference, Professor Justice Munyoki, Reverend Dr. Wilson Tarail, the Director of Self-Financing Programs, Dr. Ajish, that of the Department of Social Work, and other distinguished faculty members honored of the dais, my dear friends from other institutions, faculty members of other institutions, and well-wishers of this conference. For all of us, my dear friends, this is a great occasion. When I say this is a great occasion, it means a lot. Let me at the outset, I will come to the point in my briefing. Let me at the outset congratulate the postgraduate and the research department of social work for organizing this 2 days international conference and students meet ZRAVAS, the 7th edition successfully. Congratulations, hats off to you, everyone of the Department of Social Work. I know the effort and pain you have taken in to bring up this seminar here, the conference here. My dear friends, this conference, the theme, when we look into the theme of healthy and sustainable aging is the most apt and important to this contemporary scenario of the whole world, for that matter, especially for the Kerala scenario. I hope you may have idea about the aging process in Kerala, thanks to the health system available in this particular state. And I read from the recent posts from various resources that Kerala is going to top the table as far as the aged peoples are concerned by the age 2030. 22% of this population are going to be over the age of 60 by the year 2030. Is it not a challenge in front of us? Yeah, it's a great challenge. As far as the family is concerned, as far as the society is concerned, and as far as the government is concerned. As rightly mentioned by the principal, the manager, and the guest today, that we all like to live long, but also we have to think about live happily, healthily, and respectfully during our old ages. As rightly mentioned by our Chief Guest, Justice Munyogi, whose responsibilities? Is it the responsibility of the family alone? Is the responsibility of the society? Or is the responsibility of the government? It's the responsibility of everyone who is part and parcel of this great country. Let's all work together, stand together to see that our aged population live happily, healthily and respectfully. My dear friends, we all know that the Kerala is facing a drastic challenge, and every house I've seen only elderly populations are living. Their wards, their relatives have migrated to other countries or other states either for education or for livelihood. The elderlies are left behind at home. They are longing for love and care. So it's our responsibility to cater to their needs, the elderly people's needs. Let's all see to that our elders live happily, healthily and respectfully in our society. And I hope this 2 days international conference will throw light on various means, methods and modalities to see that the elderly populations are living respectfully and happily in our society. With these words, I thank the entire team of social work for giving me this opportunity to share a few words with you in this conference. Thank you very much. Have a great 2 days ahead. Thank you.
It is with great pleasure and pride that I introduce to you an individual who has been a true pillar of support in organizing and coordinating today's program. Dr. Vandana K.R., Assistant Professor of Social Work Department of Christ College, Irnyalakuda, and the Faculty Coordinator of ZRAVAS 2025. With the field, she has successfully guided and mentored countless students in their journey towards being compassionate and skilled social worker. As the faculty coordinator of this program, Dr. Vandana K.R. has demonstrated remarkable leadership, attention to detail and organizing. Her tireless efforts behind the scenes have ensured that this event runs smoothly. I welcome you, ma'am, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ashwin. Good morning, everyone. Respected Chief Guest, esteemed dignitaries on the dais, dear colleagues, delegates, and my dear students. On behalf of PG and Research Department of Social Work, Christ College, Irnyalakuda, I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude to deliver the vote of thanks for this memorable ceremony. First and foremost, our heartfelt thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. Jolie Andrew CMI, for his constant encouragement, visionary leadership, and gracious presidential address. Father, your guidance continues to inspire the academic and value-based pursuits of our department. We remain truly grateful. I extend our sincere gratitude to our Chief Guest, Professor Justice M. Munyoki, Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, for accepting our invitation, traveling all the way to be with us, and inaugurating this program with such inspiring and insightful words. Your presence has added great value and an international academic dimension to our conference. We are deeply thankful to you, sir. And I extend our deep gratitude to our Reverend Father Joy Pinika Parambil, CMI Manager, Christ College, Irnyalakuda, for his blessings and benedictory speech. Your support and prayers are a strong pillar behind every initiative of this college. Thank you, Father. And a special word to thanks for Dr. Wilson Tarail, CMI Director of Self-Financing Courses, Christ College, Irnyalakuda, and to Dr. T. Vivekanandan, Self-Financing Coordinator, for their constant support and motivation and presence with us today. Your encouragement to the Department of Social Work in all our academic and extension activities is truly appreciated. And my sincere thanks to our head of the department, Dr. Ajish George, for the vision, guidance, and support that made this program a reality. And I extend my gratitude to all the faculty members, student coordinators, of this ZRAVAS 2026 and for their dedicated planning and coordination and teamwork. Finally, a big thanks to our dear students for your enthusiastic participation, disciplined presence and constant support. You are the reason we organize such programs. So thank you for your active involvement. And thank you, my colleagues in my department. And once again, I thank you each and everyone. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. As we come to the culmination of the inaugural function and set the stage for the upcoming verbal and visual treats, let us rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you everyone for joining with us today. Have a wonderful day ahead. Now may I kindly request all the dignitaries on the dais to please move downstairs and be seated among the audience. I request our esteemed special guest, Professor Justice Munioki, to please remain on stage.
A few important announcements for the participants. Paper presentation sessions are currently going on at Chavra Multimedia Hall, Hotel Management Conference Hall. Participants registered for paper presentations are requested to proceed to the respective venues. Others, please remain in your seats for the knowledge enriching technical sessions ahead. I request all the other students of our college to be seated in the auditorium. Participants of the project proposal competition are requested to report and collect their chest numbers at 11:30 a.m. at the general registration counter. Please note, participants of the project proposal competition are requested to report and collect their chest numbers at 11:30 a.m. at the general registration counter.
They will move, eh?
We now have the honor for inviting Professor Justice Munioki for the keynote session. The audience are eagerly looking forward for your valuable insights, sir. Let us all put our hands together as we begin the keynote session with Professor Justice Munioki.
I want to fix this one.
May I have your attention, please? I request all the participants to please remain seated inside the auditorium. All the participants outside the auditorium are requested to move into it for the keynote session.
So, good morning once again, and welcome to this presentation. I'm Justice Munioki from Kenya, the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. And I want to say that when I was invited to come and make this remarks keynote, I was really thinking about this topic, the topic of aging, discussing aging. The country where I come from, called Kenya, is known for sports, for athletics. Let's go to the next slide so that we see how we interact. We are known for what is worldwide known as the Big Five. Do these animals grow old? Does the elephant ever get old? Does the lion grow old? I was thinking around that because we are human beings. And I came to the conclusion that all living things grow old. I compared Kenya and India in the next slide just to see where we are. And this is where Kenya is. For those who have not been Kenya, we are less than 1/3 of the India in terms of a land mass. Population, you can see where we are as a country, but we look at the demographics of age. How old are we? India at 1.4 billion, Kenya is just 53 million. We talk in millions, not billions yet. Our population density, well, here you can see the meaning here. I realized that in India, we have a little bit more women than men. What does that tell us? In Kenya, we are still balancing almost 50 to 50 and all that. But you can look at the life expectancy. life expectancy in Kenya, just above 60. Here in India, as I will later show, in India, people on average live longer than it is in Kenya. Common languages, we speak Swahili in Kenya. Those who have been there know that language. But together, Kenya and India share the common language, English. That is where I'm here addressing you in English. In our next slide, ladies and gentlemen, I would like us to think about aging. Aging is very important in organizations. Aging is very important in this college, in this country. Aging is very important in Kenya and in the world. As young people are born and they grow, usually they don't think they will ever grow old. And I think that's the situation with the students in this room, that they are young, but they imagine they will be young all the time. But I can tell you that as one matures, growth slows down, and then aging begins to take shape. That is where we are. And I want to point out that as we grow, we need to ask ourselves certain questions. From where you sit, how old are you today? Are you sensitive about your age today? When are you going to be 1 year older? Have you ever imagined that you are soon going to start aging? Or are you happy that you are beginning to age? You know, the old people, there is this saying that old is gold. Does this make sense? Would you rather be younger than older? This is an important question for us to begin to ask even at our current age. So, as I said at the beginning, when I look at the big five, there is the jungle, the king of the jungle, the lion. Look at the lion in the next slide. Imagine a young lion, very aggressive, the king of the forest. Look at what happens to the lion at his old age. And we can ask ourselves questions. What lessons can we learn from this aging animal that is a beater of the jungle? Compare yourself to this animal that is so desperate, unable to take anything, having to rely on others. So these are important questions, ladies and gentlemen, and the fact that, and I mentioned this earlier, as a fact that we don't want to grow old regretting. We need to start thinking about our lives today, about what we will do. It's regrettable that many people aging imagine that they would have done things differently. So this is very important that we begin to ask ourselves this important question. I want to quote John Hoven, who has mentioned that caring for our seniors is perhaps the greatest responsibility we have. He goes on to say this, that those who walked before us have given us much and made it possible the life that we are enjoying. Let us begin to be more responsible towards our aging. Now, aging is odd. It is actually quoted in the Bible. In the Bible, those who read the Holy Book will realize that those many years, people used to live for hundreds of years. We know the story of Abraham and so on. But I looked at the Indian situation also, and I realized here people also live very old. You know, some have lived over 100 years, and that is very encouraging. In Kenya, as I said, the story is a bit different. Not clear, but we have experiences of people saying, this one lived, our grandpa has lived for 110 years and so on. But this is the story that we must ask ourselves. Will you live the age of Swami? Well above 100 years? What should you do differently? In Kenya, of course, some stories have been there, some people living 100, but I can tell you these are just what their grandchildren say. It is not very well documented. It is estimated in our country, Kenya, that nearly 6% of our population is aged 60 years above. And this is increasing. This is likely to increase a little by the year 2050, perhaps to around 10%, which means people are living better, they are able to stay longer and all that because of improved health care and such facilities. Generally, and for various reasons, women tend to live longer. Reasons have been given why men don't stand a higher chance of living like women do, but some people who understand biology tell us about biological things they call chromosomes that have been denied men. Women have been favored by having a very rare gene called double X, which seems to be able to support their longer life. But there are many other reasons why the chances of a lady living longer than a man is real, at least for now. If you look at the entire world as it is today, we realize that the proportion of the old to young people has been on the increase, meaning that we are having more people living longer, especially in the developed countries. The population of the old is growing in most of those countries, and given that many of them end up retiring from their jobs, we can see the likelihood of the challenges that they are going to experience. This is already happening in Europe, in Germany, in Finland, and so on. Slowed economic activity in Spain, in France, and all that. So where is the world taking us? So government ministries and institutions have a large proportion of older working people. And this makes succession planning very important. How we planning for who will take our jobs when we leave those jobs? When I was young and working at the University of Nairobi, we earned awards. We were rewarding people who had lived 10 years. 10-year service awards. Then it came to 20 years. Nowadays, we no longer reward them because most of them have done 40 years, 30 years, and above. So it makes no sense. So what we can ask is, Have our institutions prepared adequately for those people who are leaving jobs? Has Christ College prepared for its retiring age? Who is going to take over? Do we have schemes in place that are going to help us to take care of those people? These are very important questions, and I can tell you that aging has implications to institutions and to countries. Productivity tends to go low, cost of social services, economic growth, and all this. These are realities that we must now begin to be more familiar with. Medical care begins to increase. So how are we preparing for this? In our houses, in our homes, in our institutions, you will find that a few things have to be modified. How do you come out to the days here? We have to modify the stairs here, so that will be a cost to this institution because we are not prepared for that. Some ramps may need to be done. Services at home, where sometimes you may have to hire a caregiver in the house. That is at an increased cost. Are we prepared for that? Because these populations are going to require support. Even vehicles. You know, you can grow old to the extent that you cannot get onto your steering wheel, so somebody will need to drive you. Do you need to modify your car, or you abandon the vehicle and look for other means? Safety, emergency systems are going to be required, and we are going to have, most importantly, health-related issues, medication and so on. We may think about it as something that is out there, not part of us, but I would like us to see it as if it is going to happen, and you are going to be part of that happening. If I look at our own country, Kenya, at 62 years since independence, things have been changing so rapidly, and I say that I'm a professor at the University of Nairobi before I now cross to Catholic University, where we have experienced all these. Many professors retiring. They are saying departments, unless we plan well, departments might actually become extinct. We are not getting as many young people to take over, but the professors are there, slot activity and all that. What do we do with them? Even at Catholic University, which is now for 2 years old, there are key questions that we are beginning to ask. So, this is an important aspect. So in Kenya, we have, through our government, some support systems. What we call the Inua Jamii scheme, supporting those who are above 70 years, some of them getting a little allowance here and there through the government. I'm not sure how they select, but one criteria is being needy, not on a retirement scheme. The government will take you over and you get some little money just to keep you going. This is happening in Kenya. This support by the government, I can tell you, is not enough. I read somewhere just yesterday that many countries, Kenya included, continue to experience the poorest class of retirees. Those who are retiring, they are among the poorest because of our schemes. But I'm saying we are somewhere, we are able to take care of our aging population through government initiatives. But I'm saying we may not be doing enough yet, but I think there is room for improvement. So we need sustainable programs, ladies and gentlemen. We have countries that have been able to combine some of these experiences, the social support, health care, and so on, so that they are able to take care of their aging. We need sustainable programs that will take care of the aged, and most importantly, to be able to infuse those programs in society so that the society is responsible for what happens to the aged. I'm saying it is not something we can leave to others. We cannot blame the government out there. We are saying let society be involved. Let families be part of this solution. So we need programs into which people grow. As you grow, you need to be familiar which are the programs that will be applicable to you because it will become a reality. Learn from that even when you are young so that you become part of it. And very important, to make the services affordable. In the hospitals, do we have facilities that are affordable by the old? Do we have dedicated facilities that take care of the old? These are the things that we are saying may need to be put in place for now. So countries like the Netherlands, in our next slide, if we go to, yes, if you look at some of these countries out there in Europe, the Netherlands, Denmark, and so on, even closer here, Japan, these countries seem to have very deliberate programs that take care of their aged. Even in India here, I've done a little bit of search. I realized that India is also doing quite well in terms of this. We can learn. Let us learn from experiences of these countries, how they're able to take care of their aging population. That is very important to us. None of these countries is in Africa, but I included India here. We have looked at some of the cases here in India. India is very rich in terms of the programs that they have, schemes that support the aging population, which is very encouraging. I just lifted a few examples here: Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, Ratitria, Yojana, and so on. These are good ones. India, Idira Gathi National Old Age Pension Scheme, very good also. I'm sure it is working here. And we have the integrated program for the older persons. These are good examples for the country here, India. What about in Kenya? What about the other neighboring countries? Can we copy from some of these examples? And now, look at this. Kenya. Kenya is the one on the, from where you see the one on the right, and India is this other one here. You'll be able to see that we have a higher population in India of people who are living well above 80 years. In Kenya, just around 60 years. You cannot see the slide from where you are, but at the top, the apex for Kenya is just above 60. For India is above 80 years. And for each one of these, the pyramid, the one on the right side is the women. The red one here is women population. The one on the left is the men population. Almost equal. But as you grow older, there are more women growing older than there are men. What is happening? That is applying in India, it is applying in Kenya as well. A large percentage of women growing older than men. But these are important dimensions. You look at everywhere else in the world, you see almost similar trends. We need to prepare for the older population towards the top there. My point has failed me, but I should have been able to point. Whatever happened. This is happening all over the world. We must think about our men and about our women as they grow older. A very huge percentage here towards the bottom. The bottom, you can see the young people, but it begins thinner as you go up. But by 2050, these dynamics will change a little bit. We will have more people up there growing older, and the bottom might become a bit thinner. So lastly, a clarion call for action. What do we do? Sustainable aging must start with you. It must start with me. It must continue to the family, to the community, and to the government. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we need to go. You being more conscious about healthy living. How are you living your life? Is it supportive of what you might be when you are maybe 30 years older? We need to become more conscious that aging is inevitable. Aging is something that must come, and we need to start preparing. If we are going to retire and to grow old gracefully, we must begin to think about it now. Number 3, sensitization communities. Let's be able to sensitize communities on the need for care of the aging. A few other suggestions here. Robust systems that support aging. We need to enhance our healthcare facilities the way they were done and designed. There was little attention towards the old. They need to be enhanced, and we need to come up with programs that start early. Programs where we grow into as we grow, so that we are able to understand how they work when we are older. Lastly, increased funding. We have already said that funding for these facilities is not sufficient, not here in India, not in Kenya, but we can copy from some of the examples of the countries that I've given. Lastly, to infuse those programs in the society so that the society can become to be part of the solution. Thank you very much, and blessings. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the entire institution, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Professor Justice Munioki for his enlightening and thought-provoking session. Your valuable insights and scholarly perspectives have truly enriched today's program. We deeply appreciate the time and effort that you have shared with us today. Thank you, sir, for honoring us with your esteemed presence. Thank you.
We now proceed to the first technical session. It is our honor and privilege to introduce Dr. K.R. Gangadharan, founder and chairman of Heritage Foundation India, and a globally recognized leader in aging, geriatrics, and social work. With over 3 decades of national and international engagement, Dr. Gangadharan has been a pioneering force in shaping organized elder care in India. In 1994, he established India's first premier private geriatric medical center in Hyderabad, marking a significant milestone in the country's geriatric care landscape. Dr. Gangadharan has made substantial contributions to policy formulation and legislative reforms related to aging, including his role in drafting the national policy on older persons and reviewing the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act. He has also served for over a decade with the National Human Rights Commission of India.
Question that so many people asked, one question was very important. The question was, what is the success behind your 91-year age, walking to the stage and sitting on the dais? Only one question. I still remember Mrs. one lady called Pushpa Iyengar of Times of India asked this question. And she wrote a huge article all over the country on that experience. So he said, 4 reasons for my 90 plus years experience. Number 1, I am 91. I don't like to be in the midst of old people. I'll repeat. At 91, he said, I don't want to sit with the old people. Second, I want to be in the midst of young girls. Second. Third, when I fall sick, I go to the doctor, but I exactly do opposite to what the doctors have advised me. Third point. And the last point, fourth point, there is nothing called lunch and dinner. I take bi-hourly small quantities of food. Understand this. 4 important principles. Some of us can laugh at. Let me tell you, I will take the example of second example. He said, I would like to be in the midst of the girls. So the audience was wondering why this man at the age of 90 says he wants to be in the midst of the girls. So he invited my wife and me to meet him in his house one day. We went there about 6 months later. When we went to his house, we were rather surprised to find that in a small flat of 3 rooms, he was having about 10 to 12 school-going girls. And I want to tell you, Mr. Naidu worked with Mr. Hitler. He worked with Mr. Hitler in Germany. And he was overnight taken away from Germany and dropped in Bombay because of the Hitler regime. What is the 12 to 13 girls were doing there? He says every year he brings 10 to 12 students from various villages in Andhra Pradesh, pays their education fee, pays their uniform charges, buys them books, and pays them for the travel to go to the school, college, and buys them grocery for making food. Practically, he does everything that a normal person, normal parent may probably hesitate doing. He would do everything for them. And he said, I am making the girls who are ignored in the villages productive human beings. I think this is a good example that you can say, what is aging? You are now talking about 3 important aspects. Comorbidity, you are talking about policy changes, what are the health challenges that you have, what are the social challenges you have, what are the policy challenges you have. You need to identify such people in the society, in the communities that social workers are indulging in. I think this is a beginning that you make for improving the quality of old people in the rural areas particularly. Number 2, our friend from Kenya was talking. I listened to him. Let me give an example. This lady I met, a lady called Joyce at Nairobi. I used to go to Nairobi every month for about 10 years of time. I met this lady because somebody introduced me, Gangadharan, you should meet her. So I went and met this lady at the age of 67. Why did I meet her? Somebody said you should meet her because she's running marathons. So I went to meet her. Incident is, Kenya, in Nairobi, she lost her husband due to health problems. What is the health problem he had? He is a drunkard, alcoholic. He died drinking alcohol. He has 2 sons. She has 2 sons. One son is teaching in Nairobi University. He doesn't go to attend classes. He doesn't go to teach because most of the time he is drunk. He is in the influence of alcoholic. So what happened to the second son? Second son is only about 20 years old. She considers him practically not responsible. She hopes that one day he will become a responsible father, a responsible son. So she was sick because of the stress. She had stroke. Once she had a stroke, she became bedridden, not able to mobile. So after about 6 months of time, she took her bedside assistant to take her to a close by ground, where kids were playing and a lot of people were walking. And that day she said, I am going to run. She said, I am going to run despite my health problems, despite my disability. Can you believe it? 1.5 years later, she was running 10 kilometers distance. I think this is another example where we are all talking about policies. Government is not doing this, government is not doing that. Why can't they do it? Let me tell you, beyond the government is me. I think beyond the government is me and what is my purpose. I think this is something very important. Mr. Naidu had a focus, had an objective, and I will do this. The second lady said, I'm not going to be bedridden, I'm going to run marathon. And why did I meet her? Finally, I must tell you, she was going to New York for running on a marathon. So she wanted me to help her find a place to stay for 3 months so she could go around, which I did. I arranged, a lady at the age of 90 to go and stay in her house. She went and stayed. Pepsi, the company Pepsi, gives her lifetime water, distilled water, and gives her all the travel fare wherever she goes. And I want to tell you, when she runs on this marathon, she collects anything between $10,000 to $25,000. And see another purpose she does. Every dollar she earns, she gives it to cancer centers, Nairobi and in Cape Town. She has institutionalized her marathon running at the age of 67, 68 to the purpose of cancer treatment. And she says, I have to forget my children, they are not changing, let me be useful to the society. I think this is where it's important for us to understand it is not the policy that makes all the difference. Policies are important, I'm not telling it's not important. But let's not waste our time that policy is not enforcing. They are not enforcing the policies in this country. All over the world the same problem is continuing because our priorities are different. But very important for you to understand is that an important aspect of aging is multimorbidity. Okay, before I go to multimorbidity, let me give you a nice story of my mother-in-law who studied in Alvai. She studied in Alvai probably 1950s, 40s and 50s. She lost her husband when she was 60. Just the gentleman had a heart attack and died. She went through a lot of depression. She was 61, 62, not exactly 60. So we requested her to come and stay with us in Hyderabad. I said, move from Chennai, come and stay with us in Hyderabad. She said, no, I don't want to stay. I want to be with the place where my husband lived. So I don't want to come. So we left her the way she wanted to be. But over a period of time, we kept pursuing her, pushing her to come. After about 1 year time, she came to Hyderabad. At that point of time, she was around 65, 66. So when she came there, she said, I don't know what to do here. I don't know how to spend time there. I said, we'll find some time to spend. We will find ways to spend some time. So we identified 2 things for her. She was a graduate from Alvai. And her father was a professor in Alvai University, whichever the university was. So she reads Malayalam, not Tamil. So we registered her for a 3 months course on Sanskrit. In the English, there's something called CFIL, Center for English and Foreign Languages in Osmania University. We got her admission for 3 months in Osmania, that university. We gave her a car, we gave her a driver so she can go attend the class. Till 3 months she did it. This is at the age of 66, 65. Came back, she was very happy. So she came back, and she said, I would like to go back to Chennai. So we said, okay, go back. Whenever you want, you come back. She went to Chennai, enrolled on a long distance learning for a BA Sanskrit. Please understand, a lady 2 years ago was depressed, who went for a 3 months course, decided to enroll herself for a BA Sanskrit. As she was doing halfway through, she migrated back to Hyderabad. She stayed with us. Let me tell you, she passed her graduation. At that point of time, Our first son-in-law, I'm the second son-in-law, our first son-in-law, at the age of 58, he was at the age of 58, had a massive hemorrhage at Dubai. So we brought him to Hyderabad, gave him a lot of rehabilitation, he improved. And the first daughter wanted to go to Bombay to stay there. So this lady, mother-in-law, said, I will also go with them to Bombay. Reason, very simple. There is a purpose. What's the purpose? At this age of 67, 68, 69, I want to be useful to my daughter and also to my son-in-law who's disabled now. Again, a purpose was served. Understand how beautifully aging can take a shape. Now, she asked me, Ganga, now I want to spend my time learning more because I have started enjoying learning. And I had a Vice Chancellor, Dr. Snehalata Deshmukh, who was a Bombay Vice Chancellor, a doctor by profession. She was a Vice Chancellor. I requested, can you give her an admission for her MA Sanskrit? Let me tell you, she went for her MA Sanskrit at the age of 71 or 72. And an young girl was taking her every afternoon and taking her back. And she stood second in the university at the age of 72, 73. Now this is aging. This is a beautiful aging. And she finished it. Next she asked me, what is that, should I register for MPhil? She did register for MPhil. She passed her MPhil and nothing was left, only PhD was left. She registered herself a PhD. At the age of 83, she obtained her PhD in Bombay University, Kalina campus. I want you to understand, we don't have to talk so much. In social work, I was asking, I've always worried about what happened to social workers. What do they do? What is the future? That's because I'm also a social work student from the Madras School of Social Work. What happens to us? You have a great contribution to make. My wife and me, we very proudly, we always feel proud that we could make a lady, depressed lady, into a productive human being. And she just died last April, just 6 months ago, at Hyderabad, at Chennai. She passed away, but let me tell you, till the last day, she was listening to webinars on Sanskrit. So, when you are talking about morbidity, something that we have to talk about healthcare, you are talking about health challenges that you have. The major health challenge that you have with old people, first, it begins with hypertension, or it is existing diabetes, are the two major reasons. When these two are there, take it from me, there are multiple diseases come in. And till today, even in the Western world, there is no medication made available and researched to find the solution for geriatric health which are multi-morbidity oriented. I think that's the biggest challenge that we have. I think the Western countries normally do a lot of research. India has been trying to do, but they have not been so successful as they should be probably. But we are not there. So what happens? I take a medicine for stomach. I remember one of the ministers was telling me in Hyderabad, Dr. Nagendra Rao, you take a medicine for back pain. Straight away it has an impact on your stomach. Straight away it has an impact on your stomach and your organs, particularly liver and kidney. So this is where happens. So my stomach health problem gets on to other problems. And in the case of elderly, there are enough number of reports. If any of you are interested, you can go to LASI, LASI report. LASI report has been headed by Dr. James, who is also from Kerala, but out of Bombay. They have brought out wonderful report of what is called a 20-year study report that they have given the first wave of 10 years report. You look at that, it gives you a lot of information about the multi-morbidity. I think this is something that we have to focus. And we at Hyderabad run Heritage Medical Center, a hospital for elderly. Let me tell you, very difficult to...
Sorry for interruption. The project proposal competition will commence at 11:45 a.m. at the Reverend Father Joe's Tekken AC Seminar Hall. Paper presentation sessions will continue at the respective venues. Participants are requested to move accordingly and others are encouraged to attend and support the paper presentations. I repeat, the project proposal competition will commence at 11:45 a.m. at the Reverend Father Joe's Tekken AC Seminar Hall. Paper presentation sessions will continue at the respective venues. Participants are requested to move accordingly and others are encouraged to attend and support the paper presentations. Thank you.
So we are talking about multi-morbidity. I'm now seeing people at the age of 20s, maybe early, less than 20 or 20s, most of you are 20s. And when you are going to be 60, 40 years later, practically you are going to be in the midst of almost 350 million people like you. You are going to be seeing, somebody was mentioning numbers, statistics. But let me tell you, simple statistics in India, you have got 165 million and you are going to be part of 350 million. So what does it mean to you? Let me give another example. When you look at, most of you must be going to the airports or railway stations. I will refer more of airports and railway stations. In 1960s and 70s, you will hardly find wheelchairs. Even people who are disabled were not using wheelchairs as much as what you see today. So wheelchair is going to become the order of the day when you become 60. When you become 60, which is not very far away from you, 30, 35 years as you are growing. So what happens when you are having wheelchair bound? You see all the airports. I can still tell you 1980s, when I look at the airport, there will be no wheelchairs, hardly wheelchairs, because people were bringing their whole wheelchair themselves and carrying it in the aircraft. But today, every gate has 20 wheelchairs, 10 wheelchairs, depending on the city. I was coming from London last year before last. Our flight from London to Chennai was delayed by 1.5 hours. And I was observing very curiously what is happening. I can tell you, I counted 43 wheelchairs patients coming in. 43 wheelchair patients coming in. Up and down, wheelchair has to come, go back, pick up somebody, come back. The flight was delayed by 1 hour. Now, in 1980s and 90s, when I used to travel to Delhi, my reporting hour time was 1 hour. I need to go to the airport 1 hour before. But today they are asking you to come sometime 2 hours and 3 hours because of this crowded spaces. I think people are going to live in this kind of an environment, which is not extremely challenging, very discouraging. So you need to bear in mind at this age, if I look at my granddaughters, they all want pastas. I'm not seeing them eating so much of, pizzas and, burgers, but they want pastas. They are asking for pastas not made out of maida, but made out of something else. I think people are becoming conscious about their health. I think something that all of you need to focus. How do you focus on your health? Is by preventing. I think prevention is very important because we are talking about aging healthily as a life course approach. Right from the time that you are born, you need to be careful about everything that you want to do. This morning somebody was bringing me, 2 of your friends were bringing me up from Cochin. So they were particular that I should have some coffee or snacks with them. I said, no, I already had breakfast, I'm not going to have. I'm sure. They were feeling bad that they didn't want to have breakfast because I'm not having breakfast. But I already had a breakfast, they wouldn't accept it. But finally, I said, okay, we had a compromise. Okay, I will have a cup of coffee with you. Understand, I didn't want to drink that coffee. But I still gave them the company because they are all from your college. Now please understand, this kind of a discipline is something that's very important as you grow old. We are all asking for policy changes. We are all asking for policy failures. We are blaming the government. Understand, no, that's not something that is always true. I mean, Kerala government has come out with the Elderly Commission. And I read the article last week. It's called Elderly Budget this year, where a huge budget, 28,000 crores of rupees have been allocated. So Kerala is being leaders in this field. I think these are all the areas that I thought I will focus. I don't want to talk more because it may not serve any purpose, except to tell you the challenges I told you socially, family-wise. You're talking about, again when we started in 1994, the only place in the country which gave you organized home care was Red Cross Kottayam, well known. But today it's all become a business. Everybody wants to make money. everybody gives service, everybody complains about the quality of service. I think with this, I just want you to understand that caregiving is something that's assuming a lot of importance, and we need to look at how the families are going to cope with that. It's all a question of how you prepare yourself. With this, let me close it. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Sir, we request you, sir, to kindly stay back on the stage. May we request Dr. Ajish George, HOD of Social Work Department, Christ College in Inaugural, to kindly present a memento to Dr. K.R. Gangadharan as a token of our gratitude and appreciation. Project proposal competition is currently going on at the Reverend Father Joe's Tekken AC Seminar Hall. Paper presentation sessions will continue at the respective venues. Participants are requested to move accordingly. Students, apart from the other competitions, please remain seated in the main auditorium. We are now proceeding with the second technical session. It will be starting soon. Please remain seated in the auditorium. Please note, the cloakroom will be only open during the break sessions. It will remain closed. I repeat, the cloakroom will be open during the break sessions. We kindly request everyone to return to the main auditorium and take your seats as we are about to resume the conference proceedings very soon. We now proceed with the second technical session. It is our pleasure to introduce Dr. Praveen G. Pai, a distinguished geriatrician and public health specialist and a prominent leader in advancing age-friendly environments in India. Dr. Pai serves as the focal point for the WHO Global Network for the Age-Friendly Cities and Communities for Kochi and is the chairman of the Center of Excellence for Developing Age-Friendly Communities under the Kochi-based NGO Magix, which he founded. With over 17 years of experience in geriatric and palliative care, Dr. Pai bridges clinical practice with community-based initiatives. He has played a key role in aligning cities such as Kochi and Kozhikode with the WHO Age-Friendly Cities Framework, making Kochi one of the first cities in Southeast Asia to adopt this approach. His work includes initiatives such as the memory cafes for dementia care, age-inclusive public spaces, and the use of technology-driven solutions, including the VR and AR-based interventions to promote healthy aging. Academically, he holds advanced qualifications in geriatrics, gerontology, and public health, and currently serves as the State Vice President of the Geriatric Society of India, Kerala chapter, representing India at national and international forums on aging. He will be speaking on functional ability, independence, and quality of life. We now invite Dr. Praveen G. Pai to kindly take over the session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for the kind words. Can I have the presentation? Okay, fine. Well, somebody has to raise hands or something when it is time. From here, you're the time manager. How much time do I have? Half an hour. So 12:55. Okay, thank you. So I just had a chance to listen to the previous speaker from outside. So some of the major things has been taught about or talked about on aging. About coming to my topic, we'll be just talking about some key things, some very important thing which every one of us wants, not only for older people. So when you look into my presentation or when I am talking, just forget about older persons per se, because I'm going to talk about aging. If I were standing down, I would have heard, I would have asked you in person, at what age does aging starts or healthy aging starts? But I don't have an option. I can't hear you also standing here because of the echo and all. So I will give you the answer. So whenever I ask somebody, but what age aging starts, there are different answers which come. Somebody says 60 years, 55 years, 50 years, that is my age. I am 50 now. So it's 50 years or 40, 30, lot of things come. But can anyone tell what is the actual age of aging? If possible, can you rise up? I'll come down and listen to you, hear to you, if possible. If there is any opinion. From students mainly. Okay, why this question is, you all understood, this is a tricky question. I am going to say you are wrong. That's why nobody want to commit and fall in my trap or my bait. You don't want to fall in that. I will tell you, healthy aging starts from the childhood of, not your childhood, your mother, or your grandmother or your grandfather, or the life situations of the family. Healthy aging doesn't start, my healthy aging didn't start with my birth even. Because my mother was healthy when she gave birth to me. Because my mother had the knowledge or had the opportunity to feed me with the good food, that even today at 50 years I am healthy and I am aging healthy. So healthy aging is a trajectory. It doesn't start at one age. There are a lot of social determinants to healthy aging. Are you clear? It's like, am I clear with my point initially? I don't have an opportunity to hear yes, but I do assume that it's an yes. So the first point to learn, healthy aging doesn't start even with birth of that person. healthy aging starts even much before, and healthy aging has got lot of social determinants which each professional social worker will appreciate. That is our role. And working in aging is no social work, it is professional social work. And professional social work differs a lot between and from mere social work, which is not substandard. There are a lot of social workers. I would say, being a doctor, I am a social worker, but I am not a professional social worker because I don't have a professional social work qualification with me, though I learned a lot on how a professional social worker should behave or work. Anyway, with this thing, let me just go to my presentation per se. So can I have the next slide, please? So now the question is about longevity. How long are we going to live, or how long do you want to live? Currently, the life expectancy in Kerala is around 78 years. That means around 78 years. For men, it is said to be 74, 72, and for women, it is 78 plus. So it just means a girl born today. Today is the 6th of February. A girl child born today on the 6th of February can live for another 78 years, given this situation prevail. If the situations which is currently prevalent today, it prevails, the girl born today will live for 78 years. A boy born today will live for another 72, 74 years. That is the that is what life expectancy mean. It doesn't mean everybody in the Kerala is going to live till 78. So telling this, I'll give you another number which will be of great help for you. That number is age 69. 69 years in Kerala. A person crossing 69 in Kerala, not many studies are there, but there is one study which says has got another 15 years to live. Another 15 more years to live. Today, somebody who is 69 years has got another 15 more years to live. It is called prospective life expectancy of 15. And that is the age where actually a person ages, technically. So in Kerala, aging starts at, you can theoretically say, aging may start at 69 years. Because a person who is 69 today has got 15 more years to live. In some other part of India, it is much less. A person of 55 years will have 15 years more to live. There are some places in India. So, aging starts at 55 years in that part. In some of the tribal areas in Kerala, it is much lower. Aging starts at 50. So, let us not go deep into it, but this is the concept of longevity. Next slide. Longevity and all. I am not reading through the slides because you can read it very well. I have made it good points. So Kerala context, next slide. Okay. So now there is going to be a paradigm shift. That is what we are all planning to, or we all want to currently. It is not about number of years which we are living. It is how you are going to, or how we are going to live. That is the most important thing which has to happen. From disease-focused care, where earlier days, say for example, another say 10, 15 or 20 years back, we were all concentrating more on life expectancy, how to push life towards more number of years. Because people were dying very soon. You just remember, say 20, 30 years back, turning 60 years was a big thing. I don't know what you call in other languages in, I don't know whether all are Malayalis or anything, but we call Shashti Purti. Shashti Purti is crossing 60th birthday. 60th birthday is celebrated in such a big way because it's a big achievement. Living till 60 years is a big achievement 20 years back or 30 years back. It's no longer like that now. 60 years is a very young age in Kerala. I am going to turn 60 in another 10 years. I am running around. At 60 years, I am going to run more because I am going to be free. I don't have much problem in life. My daughter is well. My daughter will be well settled, hopefully. Me and my wife will be retired. I am retired even now. So we all are going to be retired. We want to travel a lot. I want to travel the whole of the world. So I have got a lot of ambitions at 60 years. What happened 30 years back? 30 years back, 60-year birthday is a celebration, and after 60, I am supposed to be silently sitting at home, eating something, drinking, don't have much wishes, go to temple, go to church or mosque and then pray more and look for that day when I have to leave this world and go somewhere which is unknown to me. That is called disengagement theory, which sociology you may learn. Is a disengagement theory was very strong years back, but now it has changed. So we have to go accordingly. So it is not counting years, more than counting years, it should be things. So what is important then? I told you at 60, 70 years, I want to run around. I want to travel. Can I have the next slide? So my ambition, I represent a big cohort. I represent a big cohort which was born in 1970s. We are the people who actually brought in all the technology to this world. It is our generation. It's our generation which brought all the technology to the world, initiated. The people who were 20 years, 30 years, those were the engineers 30 years back who brought in all these gadgets, started bringing in all the gadgets to our world, what we are using now. So it's our ambition that we want to run around. So what should I need for that? Functional ability. I need to be functional. My body should have that ability to take my mind, my ambitions, my aspirations forward. I want to see ice. I can go to Kulu Manali and see ice. I want to see snow falling. I can go still to Kulu Manali and see. I want to see the Himalayas. I can still go and see the Himalayas. But I want to see the Antarctica. I want to go for 1 month because I'm free. I don't have any more work to do. It's not for everyone. I'm not telling about the whole 100% population in India, of which many, 70% are poor, and they cannot even aspire for even 1% of what I'm saying now. But I'm talking about myself now. Let me be little selfish now. So if I have to go to Antarctica, I need my functional ability to be intact. I shouldn't be bedbound or housebound. I shouldn't be having my fear of fall. A fear of fall can be limiting for me. I'll be bound to my bed or my home. So that is where functional ability becomes very important. Next slide. So the question is, as per the previous slide, it would have been what you can do, how you can do, what people want to do, and what environment they have. So functional ability is not just absence of disease. Every person, because of biology, after some time, there may be a lot of issues. It may start with skin changes, it may start with bone changes, there may be graying of hair, there will be decreased function of liver, kidney, lungs, or whatever, any organ, because we have lived for such a long time. It's not in my control. Environment is not in my control. My workplace was not in my control. So my body functions came down. So I may have diabetes or hypertension. I may have a small cancer, for example. I may have osteoarthritis. My knee may be not good. Pain in the knee, back pain, lot of diseases or morbidities may be there. But the question is, am I functional even with that? So the $1 million or the $1 billion need is, or the point take home message number 2 would be, functional ability is not equal to diseases we have. It's for everyone. A person may have multiple diseases which require treatment, But that even with those diseases, a person can be fully functional. I'm sure you are getting the point. So functional ability or independence do not have any great link with diseases. There are some diseases which are disabling, but not always. So now coming to the next point, let us see very simply for your memory. But this won't be there in any textbook or anything. These are all made very simple. Next slide, please. Made very simple for your understanding. I'm just proposing there can be 4 pillars for the functional ability of a person. 4 pillars. Just imagine a platform with 2 pillars. And then you put 2 pillars. What will happen if one pillar collapses? What will happen when one pillar collapses? You have a platform which is supported by 2 pillars. One pillar collapses. Then the whole platform will collapse, right? Now if you think you have 3 pillars. 3 pillars are there. On top of that there is a platform. Now you are slightly more safe. Even if one pillar collapses or one pillar is slightly weak, still the platform won't collapse completely. So we call it as a multi-pillar approach. Each one of us should have multiple pillars, out of which the most important key pillar would be the social environment, social support and the environment support. That is where your role stands. I told you in the initial thing, if at all any change in the society can be brought in, that is going to be brought in by, that will be by. It is not a prediction, it is a truth. That can be possible only through very professional work. And this training is given currently only through professional social work students and professional social work profession. Because take any other profession, being a doctor, I can treat when somebody is sick. I cannot treat a person. A lawyer by profession, he or she can intervene when there is a legal problem. A teacher by profession can teach. A pastor by profession can preach. So you name any profession. All this profession has a niche area where each one of us can work. It is not complete. So the main pillar would be the social support. So how will be this platform looking like? It is a platform with 4 pillars. The central big pillar is the social pillar, the social and environment pillar. So if all the other 3 collapse, is the platform going to collapse? No, because the whole platform is sitting on this big central pillar of social support and environment support. So that is where we need to have good social support systems, community support systems and environment. And that is where World Health Organization's age-friendly city project or age-friendly concepts fall in. So being age-friendly is not just giving services or just giving any care to a person, but age-friendliness has got 8 domains, which I am not going to talk now, but I will just mention it. It is about housing. Housing has to be friendly. Outdoor spaces has to be friendly, communication has to be friendly, there should be opportunities for employment, opportunities for civic participation, lot of things, all these things, and health and community. So all these 8 domains are important for a community to be friendly to all ages. That is what WHO age-friendly city is about. So environment is important and social support is important. out of the 4 pillars of independence and functional ability, this one is the most important one. So now let us think about independence. So it is again, we have to define what independence is. Next slide, please. Yeah. So what is independence? We have to rethink. Independence, sometimes, even I thought initially, independence is something like if I am able to do everything on my own, if I am able to think on my own, if I am able to do everything what I feel like, I am independent. See, we got independence, right? Independence from British. So what does it mean? Independence from British, we got an independence from my parents. Now I am on my own, so I am independent. I have my own income. I am independent. So independence sometimes mean I can do anything. That is not independence. As far as we professionals, we are going to see the social system. Independence is something different. Independence just means I am able to do everything or most of the thing which I feel like doing or getting with dignity by any means or other. That is also independence. So tomorrow, someday, I may be with, see the picture, the picture is of an older person with a walker. Do you think he is independent or dependent? I would say he is independent. He is living independently with a walker because he has got good social support. There is a social support system which was built. That's also not enough. There was a social system that was built which is based on dignity. That makes a difference. I'll give you another example. Say, for example, tomorrow, say for example, I have got a very bad knee. My knee is very bad. I have got severe pain in my knee. I am not able to jump or I am not able to run, but I can walk. I am independent. But the very moment I am going for a tour, right? I told you I love traveling and I want to go on a tour. I went to Alappuzha, for example, nearby. There I want to go on a boat, on a houseboat. I walk till the boat, and getting into the boat, I am not able to do because there is a height difference and there is a gap because of high tide. And social support system is very good. So what they are going to do? 4 people came in, youngsters. They told, Acha, I am going to take you in. We are there for you. Happy? Good, right? There are people around, youngsters around you to take care. So what they did? They brought a chair. They made me sit on that chair. And 4 of them lifted me on a chair and took me inside the boat, houseboat. Do you think I am dignified in that? I never wanted to be like that. I never wanted somebody to carry me because I walked till the boat. I walked till the boat. I came all the way from my house, walked till the boat, and I became dependent because I didn't have a ramp to get in. Social support was there, but nobody thought about my dignity. I'll give you another example. When I work in hospital, I got a lot of nurses who are really good, but sometimes training falls little short. So we are all taught about being compassionate. Sometimes compassion don't have dignity. Hospital is a place where people are helpless. They're in a fort. They're in a fort where you don't know. You are at mercy of others. You are at mercy of the doctor. You are at mercy of the nurse. You are even at the mercy of the cleaning person over there. And we are all compassionate. So one doctor comes in, very nice person, comes in and an old lady sitting over there, very old lady, older than the doctor, of the age of his mother, for example. Very lean, let us give a stereotype. I am not supposed to stereotype an older person, which is ageism otherwise. But for example's sake, very lean and very old person, this doctor comes in, do like this. Amma endundu vishesham, amma suvayitirikkundo. This lady doesn't like that. She was once in a time the DGP of the state. There were people around her who looked at her with lot of respect. Or this lady was a teacher in a school or a college who was respected by many. And respect is not always required also, but dignity is a need. It's my basic need for my identity. I don't want an unknown person, because I don't have another option, to pat on my head or something and saying this is compassion. I would have felt much better if that person had just looked into the case sheet or just asked the social worker, what is the background of this person whom I am going to meet for the first time? Then the social worker would have told the doctor, sir or doctor, she is a retired teacher or a retired constable or a mother of somebody or a housewife who had been taking care of a house for a long day, whatever. Knowing that, this person would have told, teacher endundu vishesham, how are you teacher? Won't that have been more dignified? So my examples may not be very apt because I am just taking one segment. I am again reiterating, 70%, 80% of our older people lack dignity. They lack dignity. They are at mercy of our deeds, and we think compassion works everything. That makes the difference between what social work is and what professional social work is. So it is our responsibility to at least inform our fellow social workers who are good at heart. They don't know, they didn't do it purposefully. That doctor didn't do it purposefully. But that was not taught. So we know this is important. Dignity is the most important thing in life. Even when I am bedbound, even when all my 4 limbs are still, I want my dignity as long as my brains are working. So who will give that dignity? Only you. Only you can give. You can change only you can change the system. So dignity is what that is more important. Take home message number 3 or 4. Next. So now I think 1 or 2 slides can be skipped because this is, I already, you can read over it. It's all the crux, you know. I'm not going to explain again. It's all self-explanatory. So quality of life is more important, which everybody wants like. And the question is, again, quality of life, yours and mine, at any age, at any situation, who decides? These questions are all unanswered by it. But again, quality of life is decided or defined by myself. It is not, it has to be decided by myself. What quality of life I need, I will decide. But the environment has to be there. Which slide are we in? Next one. Well, I'll take a second break for my throat. You can read through. That is what I meant all this time. See, this is compassion. I just put. Thank you. She offered me a glass of water. See, that is being responsive. You know, it's a good gesture. I actually, to be very frank, I just wanted just to be, take a break so that you will read. And it was a story which was made by me, but that clicked, those are the responsive behavior which we all need every time. Anyway, thanks for it. So now let us go to the next one, next slide. That also you can skip, that is also the same one. this also I covered mildly, because even though a person has multiple morbidity, means multiple diseases at the same time, still there is possibility, or there is a new normal. Because when people live for longer time, when I am going to live till 70 or 80, hopefully, or not, whatever, because of my biology, because I have lived so many years in this environment with all this pollution, with all the non-availability of good food in my workplace, or non-availability of good network in my workplace or in my environment, I have contracted many diseases. Or because of my behavior, I might have contracted many diseases or morbidities, but still I am going to be independent. And there can be, the major issue is because our system is very much fragmented. Our system is not going to see me as a whole. We are all going to be very specialized. So integrated care is very essential. So coming to some examples before I finish off. Next slide, please. So when I talk about multiple morbidity, these are the main things which come to my mind. Frailty, being frail, fear of fall. Dementia need not be full-fledged dementia. It can be even mild cognitive impairment. Means some differences, some changes in my brain capacity. That's a cognitive capacity. Some changes in my cognitive capacity where I am not able to do things in a good way, or I don't feel I am doing it right, or my decisions are not right. Rational thinking is no longer there. There can be many things. Even all this system, and then outcome for the long-term care is also important in this system, in this purview. So it's not only dementia, it's frailty, which I feel is the most important thing, and falls too. So next slide. So this again gives us a bigger picture, a eagle's eye picture, or a very broad picture. Aging is not happening within one person alone. Aging is happening in families. Family is aging. A family is aging. Or the pictures you are seeing. Some of the pictures, I think there I think I missed one which I wanted to keep always. See, there are families where there are only older people living. So it happens in families, it happens in streets. You go to street now somewhere, you can see a lot of older people. It happens in hospitals sometimes. Majority of the patients are above 60 or above 70. That can happen. So age-friendly environment is very important. Coming to the next slide. So this is what I need for my independence to be always there. When I have to be functionally able, when I go out, my outdoor spaces and buildings has to be friendly to everyone, every age. So there should be walkable street. Otherwise I won't walk, I won't go out. My mother is scared of going out for a walk. You know why? Because she's scared of the scooters and cyclers. There is no pedestrian walkway. There is no way you can walk. You are walking on the road, and my mother is a little bit slow to walk, so she cannot move very fast when suddenly a bike comes against. So all these things make an older person scared to go out. So if we want to maintain independence throughout life, or keeping the functional ability of a person, our outdoor spaces should be friendly. There should be enough and more resting places. We are seeing sorry for the wrong word. It is a bus waiting sheds. If you see the bus waiting sheds, some of the waiting sheds, you have the big rod where you have to sit. An older person won't be able to sit on that rod. You need to have a proper sitting space. And why do we think bus waiting shed is only for those people who are waiting for bus? Isn't it for me also when I walk from one place to other place and I feel tired, I am 70 years, I am tired, and I want to sit somewhere for 5 minutes. I am not going to rest there for long. I want to sit for some time. Won't these bus waiting sheds can be utilized for that? So we need a lot of space to sit. Toilets. Do we have enough toilets and washrooms around? We don't have. We don't have even good toilets and washrooms for women of any age. Forget about older people, but it's very important. And again, safe lighting and all those things. Those are important. Next one. So now again, reiterating, summarizing again, what is the role of a social worker here? So you are the ones, or we are the ones, who are going to be an advocate for what? For dignity. We are going to say, it's not freedom what we want. It is the dignity what we need throughout life. Even when the last breath is taken, dignity is what is very important, which everybody needs. So that is one major role of a social worker. Second would be to maintain the functional ability. Whatever functional ability I am having now, it has to be maintained as much as possible. For doing all these things, we need to correct the system. The system has to be corrected. So you become the bridge between the system and what is happening now. You become the bridge. I told you the example, how a social worker can gently inform the management, whether it's a hospital or any management, that dignity is important, even in a hospital or anywhere. And another, these are all policy level. And on a personal level, another good role of a social worker would be to support individuals and families. That is the most important thing. Now, before I leave, I would like to give you the take-home message. Next slide, please. So my half an hour, overshoot it. Okay, thank you. So my half an hour or whatever, I didn't count the time, but whatever time I have spent with you and whatever time you have taken out of your precious time, if at all you have to take one key take-home message with you, remember this throughout your profession and your career. This helped me a lot. This thought should be there always. Aging is not about adding number of years. It's not about adding number of years, but it's about adding more dignity to life. More dignity to life and every moment. Okay, so thank you. Thanks a lot.
Participants who wish to seek clarification or share reflections related to the session may kindly do so. Thank you, Dr. Praveen G. Pai, for that insightful and thought-provoking session. May we request Dr. Vandana K.R., Assistant Professor of Social Work Department, to kindly present a memento to Dr. Praveen G. Pai as a token of our gratitude and appreciation. We now announce the lunch break. Lunch is arranged in the main auditorium. Volunteers, please ensure students are directed to the main auditorium for having their lunch.
തൃശൂർ ആസ്ഥാനമാക്കി പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ആത്മ മൈ മൈൻഡ് മൈ കെയർ എന്ന മെൻ്റൽ ഹെൽത്ത് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ കൗൺസിലിങ്ങും മറ്റനുബന്ധ സേവനങ്ങളും അഫോർഡബിളായും ഇഫക്റ്റീവായും ലഭ്യമാക്കുന്നു. ഇതിലൂടെ ലോകമെമ്പാടുമുള്ള വളരെയധികം ആളുകളെ ജീവിതത്തിലേക്ക് മടക്കി കൊണ്ടുവരുവാൻ ആത്മയ്ക്ക് സാധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. എറണാകുളം, പത്തനംതിട്ട ജില്ലകളിലായി 4 ബ്രാഞ്ചുകളും ഒപ്പം ലോകമെമ്പാടും സർവീസ് എത്തിക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടി ഓൺലൈൻ കൗൺസിലിംഗ് സർവീസും ആത്മയിൽ ലഭ്യമാണ്. തിരിച്ചറിയപ്പെടാതെയും തിരിച്ചറിഞ്ഞാൽ തന്നെ ചികിത്സ തേടാൻ മടിക്കുന്നതുമായ നിരവധി മെന്റൽ ഹെൽത്ത് ഇഷ്യൂസായ ഡിപ്രഷൻ, സ്ട്രെസ്, ആങ്സൈറ്റി, OCD, മൂഡ് ഡിസോർഡർ തുടങ്ങിയവയ്ക്കെല്ലാം ഇഫക്റ്റീവായിട്ടുള്ള ട്രീറ്റ്മെന്റ് സ്ട്രാറ്റജീസ് ആണ് ആത്മയിൽ ലഭ്യമാകുന്നത്. ഒപ്പം സ്പെഷ്യലൈസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പ്രൊജക്ടുകളിലൂടെ വിമൻ, ചിൽഡ്രൻ, എൽഡർലി എന്നീ ഗ്രൂപ്പുകളെ സ്പെഷ്യലൈസായി ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടുള്ള പേഴ്സണലൈസ്ഡ് ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിലൂടെ ഒരു കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർമേഷൻ ആണ് ഇവിടെ സാധ്യമാകുന്നത്.
ഇത്രയും നാളത്തെ ഇഷ്യൂസ് 1.5 വർഷം കൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ഡീൽ ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എനിക്ക് അതാണ് അച്ചീവ്മെന്റ്. ഒരു പെയിൻ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലേ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ എന്നുള്ളൊരു.
ഗൗരിക്ക് എങ്ങനെ ഇത് ഒരു സ്റ്റിഗ്മ ഇല്ലാതെ തുറന്നു പറയാൻ സാധിച്ചു?
എവിടുന്നാണ് ഇഷ്യൂസ് വരുന്നത്? അവരുടെ പാരന്റൽ അവിടെ നിന്നുള്ള പ്രശ്നങ്ങളെന്നായിരിക്കാം, സ്കൂളിലെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളെന്നായിരിക്കാം, ചിലപ്പോൾ അവർ ബുള്ളീഡ് ആവുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കാം.
ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള എന്തെങ്കിലും തിക്ത അനുഭവങ്ങൾ ഗൗരിക്ക് സമൂഹത്തിൽ നിന്ന് വരുന്നുണ്ടോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ?
വഴക്കാളിന്നും അഹങ്കാരിന്നൊക്കെ മുദ്ര കുത്തുന്നതിന് പകരം നിങ്ങളുടെ 25-30 വർഷം കൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾ അനുഭവിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
12:45 p.m.
അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഒരു 1-2 മണിക്കൂർ കൊണ്ട് പോവുക. ഇന്നർ സർക്കിളിലുള്ള ആളുകൾക്ക് കംപ്ലീറ്റ്ലി ഓക്കെ ആണോ എന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല, ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കാൻ പോയിട്ടില്ല.
കാത്തിരിക്കണോ അതോ എന്താണ് ലക്ഷ്മിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്?
ഉറപ്പായിട്ടും നല്ല സമയമെടുക്കുന്നൊരു കേസാണ്.
ഒരു കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ഹീലിംഗ് അതിലൂടെ കിട്ടിയതായിട്ട് ഗൗരിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നുണ്ട്.
ഒരുപാട് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒരുപാട്
എനിക്ക് കരച്ചിൽ നിർത്താൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല, ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ അമ്മയെ കൊല്ലും, എനിക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഭ്രാന്താണെന്ന് ആരെങ്കിലും മനസ്സിലാക്കുമോ? അല്ലേ? എന്നാൽ മനുഷ്യന് സംഭവിക്കുന്ന ചില മൂഡ് സ്വിങ്സ്, പെട്ടെന്നുണ്ടാകുന്ന മൂഡ് സ്വിങ്സ് തൊട്ട് അതുപോലെ തന്നെ മാറാതെ നിൽക്കുന്ന മൂഡുകൾ വരെ നമുക്ക് മാനസിക അസ്വാസ്ഥ്യത്തിൻ്റെയോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മാനസിക രോഗാവസ്ഥയുടെയോ തുടക്കമാണ്. ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഒരു മാറ്റമുണ്ടായത് സ്വന്തം അമ്മയെ കൊല്ലാൻ നടന്നെടുത്തുനിന്ന് എനിക്കിന്നൊരു ജീവിത പങ്കാളി ഉണ്ടാകാൻ പോകുന്നു. അത്തരത്തിലൊരു മാറ്റം ഉണ്ടാക്കി തന്നത് നിങ്ങളാണ്. ഇത് എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് സ്റ്റെപ്പ് ഇൻ ടു യുവർ ഗ്രേറ്റ്നെസ്. പലപ്പോഴും നമുക്ക് നമ്മളുടെ ഗ്രേറ്റ്നെസ് അറിയാതെ പോകുമ്പോൾ, നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിലുള്ള മഹത്വം മനസ്സിലാകാതെ പോകുമ്പോഴാണ് നമ്മൾ മറ്റു പല അഡിക്ഷൻസിൻ്റെയും മറ്റു പല പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുടെയും പിറകാലെ പോയി നമ്മളുടെ ജീവിതം ഇല്ലാതാക്കുന്നത്, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് നമ്മളുടെ മാനസിക ആരോഗ്യം.
നമ്മുടെ സ്വന്തം ജീവിതത്തെക്കാൾ ഉപരി മറ്റുള്ളവർക്കായിട്ട് ജീവിതം മാറ്റിവെക്കുന്നവരാണ് നമ്മൾ ഓരോ സ്ത്രീകളും. തന്റെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവരെ പരിചരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് സ്വന്തം വ്യക്തി ജീവിതത്തിന് വേണ്ടത്ര പ്രാധാന്യം കൊടുക്കാൻ പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ മറന്നു പോകാറുണ്ട്, അല്ലെ? ഈ മറവികൾ നഷ്ടപ്പെടുത്തുന്നത് ഓരോ സ്ത്രീകളുടെയും വ്യക്തി ജീവിതത്തെയും സ്വപ്നങ്ങളെയും അവരുടെ കുടുംബങ്ങളെയും അതുവഴി ഇന്നത്തെ സമൂഹത്തിന്റെ ഭാവിയെ തന്നെ.
A quick announcement. Clock room is open. MG10, the directions are provided. Please arrange your luggage in the respective rooms.
ആ ഒരു തിരിച്ചറിവാണ് നമ്മൾ ഓരോ സ്ത്രീകൾക്കും വേണ്ടത്. സ്ത്രീ സമൂഹത്തിന് ശാരീരികവും മാനസികവും സാമൂഹികവുമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഉന്നമനം സമ്മാനിക്കുക എന്ന ലക്ഷ്യത്തോടു കൂടി ആത്മ തുടക്കം കുറിക്കുന്ന പ്രോഗ്രാമാണ് സെനോറ ദ റിയൽ ലേഡി. പരസ്പരം തുറന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാനും പ്രൊഫഷണൽസിന്റെ സഹായത്തോടു കൂടി ശരീരത്തിനെയും മനസ്സിനെയും ഒരുപോലെ ശക്തിപ്പെടുത്താനും ആത്മ സംഘടിപ്പിക്കുന്ന സെനോറ ദ റിയൽ ലേഡി നിങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കും.
നമ്മൾ കൗൺസിലിംഗ് കൊടുക്കുകയും തെറപ്പി കൊടുക്കുകയും ഒക്കെ ചെയ്തപ്പം അവർക്കിത് ലോകത്തിനോട് ഒരിക്കലും പറയാനായിട്ട് പറ്റില്ല.
ഇവൻ ഞാൻ പോലും കല്യാണം കഴിക്കണോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആണോ, ആ ഒരു തോട്ടുണ്ട്.
നമ്മുടെ റീമ കല്ലിങ്കൽ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, വിവാഹശേഷം എനിക്കൊരുപാട് മാറ്റങ്ങളുണ്ടായി, എൻ്റെ പാർട്ട്ണർക്ക് ഒരു മാറ്റവും ഇല്ല, എൻ്റെ പേരിൽ തൊട്ട് മാറ്റങ്ങളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് വലിയൊരു റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റിയാണ്. എൻ്റെ ജീവിതം എനിക്ക് ആസ്വദിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത ഒരവസ്ഥയാണ്.
ആ റിലേഷൻ നല്ലതല്ലെന്നറിയാം, ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ അവൾക്ക് അവൻ വേണം.
ഇപ്പം ലക്ഷ്മി നക്ഷത്ര അടുത്തിടെ ഞാൻ ഒരു ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. ആള് പറഞ്ഞത് അത് ചെറുപ്പത്തിൽ
എനിക്ക് പീരീഡ്സ് വന്ന് എൻ്റെ മുന്നിലെങ്ങനെ വന്ന് കൊല്ലാനുള്ള ദേഷ്യം വരും. ശരിക്കും പീരീഡ്സ് സമയത്ത് മൂഡ് സ്വിങ്സ് എങ്ങനെ ആയിരിക്കും?
ചിലർക്ക് ഡിപ്രസീവ് മൂഡ് സ്വിങ്, ഇങ്ങനെ കരഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമെങ്കിൽ ചിലർക്ക് ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ടുള്ള ആങ്കറാണ്. സ്വന്തം കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങൾ എനിക്ക് പ്രശ്നമാണ്, എനിക്ക് ഡിപ്രഷനാണെന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ വേണ്ട, അതും ആരോടും പറയരുതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു
Please
വെച്ചിട്ട്.
note, the cloak room is opened. MG10, please arrange your luggage in the respective rooms.
ജീവൻ നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട കേസുകളുണ്ട്.
റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് ബ്രേക്കപ്പ് ആവുന്ന, ഡിവോഴ്സസ് വരുന്ന ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ഈ ഒരു ജനറേഷനിലാണ്.
ഓവർ ഡിപ്പെൻഡൻസി കൂടി വരുന്നു.
ഇതൊന്നും കുട്ടികൾ കാണണ്ട, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇത് കുട്ടികൾ അറിയേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ലെന്ന് ഓൾറെഡി പറയും.
പിന്നെ അമ്മ പറഞ്ഞത് ഞാൻ മണിച്ചിത്രത്താഴ് മൂവി കണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അതല്ലാതെ എനിക്ക് വേറൊരു പ്രശ്നമില്ല. സെക്സിന്റെ കോളം കണ്ടിട്ട് സെക്സ് എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ നീ ഇപ്പം അതൊന്നും അറിയേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല എന്ന റെസ്പോൺസാണ്.
9ാമത്തെയും 10ാമത്തെയും ചാപ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ടീച്ചർ പഠിപ്പിക്കില്ല. അവർ പറയും നിങ്ങളിത് വായിച്ച് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയാൽ മതി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആൾക്കാരാണ്.
നല്ല 2 അടിയുടെ കുറവാണ്. അടി കൊടുത്ത ഇവരൊക്കെ സ്വഭാവം മാറിക്കോളും.
17 വയസ്സുള്ള കുട്ടി, +1 പഠിക്കുന്ന കുട്ടി, ആള് പാനിക് അറ്റാക്ക് വരികയാണ്. മനുഷ്യൻ്റെ ഒരു രീതി അനുസരിച്ച് സൺറൈസ് ടു സൺസെറ്റ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഒരു ഹ്യൂമൻ ലൈഫ് വേണ്ടുന്നത്. ഒരു സ്ത്രീ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞതാണ്, ഈ കുഞ്ഞാണ് എല്ലാത്തിനും കാരണം, ഈ കുഞ്ഞാണ് എല്ലാത്തിനും കാരണം, അതിനെ കൊന്നുകളാം. 16 മണിക്കൂറും ഗാഡ്ജറ്റിൻ്റെ മുമ്പിൽ ഇരിക്കുന്ന 2.5 വയസ്സുള്ള കുഞ്ഞിനെ നമ്മുടെ അടുത്ത് കൊണ്ടുവന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. 2 ആഴ്ചയിൽ കൂടുതൽ എന്നെ എൻ്റെ നോർമൽ ലൈഫ് ലീഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കാത്ത വിധം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് ഒരു മാനസിക അസ്വാസ്ഥ്യത്തിൻ്റെ തുടക്കമാണ്.
ഞാൻ ഫേസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. അമ്മയൊക്കെ മറ്റേ കത്തിയൊക്കെ നിന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്, പോട്ടെ കൂടെ എന്ത് പറ്റും, തോറ്റു, അത്രയല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ. പല സെൽഫിഷ് ആയാലും ഒരു കുഴപ്പമില്ല.
പ്രായം എത്തുമ്പോൾ ഈ കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങൾ തന്നെ നമ്മളോട് തിരിച്ചു വിളിപ്പിക്കും.
ഓരോ എക്സാം റിസൾട്ടിനും കുറേ ആത്മഹത്യകൾ കാണാറുണ്ട്. ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ഇതിനകത്ത് സ്ട്രെസ് അനുഭവിക്കുന്നത് അമ്മമാരാണ്.
അമ്മയോട് പറയല്ലേ, എക്സാം എന്ന് കേൾക്കുമ്പോഴേ അവർക്ക് ഒരു പാനിക് ആവും. വെക്കേഷന് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് സാൽവോസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം ഉണ്ട്. കല്ലുവിനെ എപ്പോഴും അമ്മയെ കിട്ടുമെന്നും പറഞ്ഞ് എല്ലാവർക്കും കിട്ടില്ല. കൗമാരകാലത്തിൽ ഇവക്കൊരു തോന്നൽ വന്നു, ഈ പയ്യനുണ്ടെങ്കിലേ എനിക്ക് സന്തോഷമായിട്ടിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പോൾ സാധാരണഗതിയിൽ നമ്മൾ ആ കുട്ടിക്ക് തെറാപ്പി കൊടുത്തില്ലായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ എന്താ അവൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ, ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ അവൾ സൂസൈഡ് ചെയ്യും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്നേക്കുമായിട്ട് ഇൻസൈനായിട്ട് മാറും. പലപ്പോഴും ഇന്ന് ഇവർക്ക് എന്താ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് അറിയത്തില്ല. ഒരു വല്ലാത്ത അവസ്ഥയിൽ വന്ന് നിന്നിട്ട് മാനസികമായിട്ട് അങ്ങ് തളർന്നു പോകുമ്പോൾ ഒരു സൂയിസൈഡിനെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെയാണ് ചിന്തിക്കുന്നത്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡിവോഴ്സ് ചെയ്തേക്കാം, വേറൊരാടെ കൂടെ ആകുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് ഹാപ്പി ആയിട്ട് ജീവിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമല്ലോ.
നമുക്ക് നമ്മളെ തന്നെ ഒന്ന് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന, നമ്മളെ തന്നെ ഒന്ന് റിഫ്രഷ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു സർവീസാണ് ആത്മ മൈ മൈൻഡ് മൈ കെയർ പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
തൃശൂർ ആസ്ഥാനമാക്കി പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ആത്മ മൈ മൈൻഡ് മൈ കെയർ എന്ന മെന്റൽ ഹെൽത്ത്
For your kind attention, the upcoming afternoon events are Students Meet Inauguration, Chavittu Nadagam, Retro Runway, Best Social Work Round 1, Theme Dance Competition. Thank you. One more announcement. The clock room is open at MG block room number 10. Those who have to place their luggage, kindly please approach room number 10 of MG block.
விசில் பறக்கவே
For your kind attention, those who have not completed the registration of retro runway competition, theme dance competition, please do approach the registration counter in front of the main auditorium.
Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who? Yeah.
For your kind attention, those who have not completed the registration process for the following competition are requested to approach the general registration counter in front of the main auditorium. Retro runway, best social worker, and theme dance.
കുഞ്ഞിക്കവിൾ മേഘമേ തുള്ളിത്തോളുമ്പാതെ നീ പഞ്ഞിച്ചുരുൾ മാനസം നുള്ളിക്കെടുത്താതെ നീ വെറുമൊരു തൂവൽ കൊണ്ടു മുറിയും ചെറുമുന നോക്കുകൊണ്ടു വിളറും.
Students, please note, the lunch counter is open and the competitions, regarding the competitions, registration, please report to the registration counter for the upcoming events. as well as for tomorrow's events. So please register before 1:45 p.m. and reassemble on time for the continuation of the afternoon sessions.
அரங்க மதிர விசில் பறக்கவே